major update, Creatio 7.18 release. And I'm going to be joined by two of my esteemed colleagues. So I'd like to welcome to the panel, we have Alex Petronenko, our product evangelist, and Mike Uden, our technology evangelist. Let's see if here we are joining us right now. If you gentlemen would just take a moment and introduce yourselves to our audience, and then we'll dive into the second event. I'll remind everyone that we will also be monitoring the chat, and we will in fact be including a few polls for you to participate in as we proceed. So Alex, to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for the introduction. And guys, I'm very excited to be here with you today to announce and present to you the latest enhancement to version 7.18. And I'm joined today by Mike Uden. Mike, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm really excited to be with you today, guys.
All right, perfect. So let's get started. We've got a very exciting keynote to present today, right? And where we'd like to actually start is to, again, kind of cover the very, very basics of Creatio, right? And what is in our foundation of our platform, the studio creation, right? And this is what helps our customers and partners build their applications and build their business-focused vertical solutions. And of course, the studio itself consists of 4 key areas that help us to take the full cycle of application creation, from the process modeling and description to application design tools and creation of those apps, to as well administration tools to manage users and systems, and of course to run the whole side of application maintenance through application lifecycle management. And we as a vendor have a very clear and clean understanding of the strategy of how the development of our platform should be moving forward. And today, in addition to sharing the latest updates to 7.18, we would like to as well share with you our vision and our strategy of how the platform and the product is going to be evolving and developing and moving forward. So today we're going to be talking about 4 pillars of product strategy and roadmap for 2021, where we're going to focus on, first of all, the low-code and no-code tools for system design and configuration, and how this is going to accelerate the time to market, time to value for our partners and customers. We're going to touch upon and have a sneak peek of the composability elements of the platform and how exactly this is going to revolutionize the whole world of business application and enterprise application creation. And then, of course, we're going to talk about the product lab and people-oriented thinking in product design and how this is going to change the adaptability and adoption of our platform. And of course, finish with the marketplace extensions and strategy of development. So there are a lot of great topics for discussion. We really hope that you're going to enjoy all of them, and definitely stay tuned, pay attention, and ask your questions in the chat area so that we can pick them up. So at this point, I'm going to pass the floor to Mike, who's going to bring us through the low-code and no-code features of the strategy. Mike, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alex. And let me start on and speak on low-code and no-code. So our platform is moving fast, and there are 3 major development directions: the evolution of design tools, ALM, and integrations. So to implement our product vision, we need a solid technological foundation which will act as a force multiplier and allow us to move at the speed of light and scale as we go. And last year, or a little bit more than that, we've decided to gradually migrate and adopt our Angular as our primary web framework. Angular delivers the productivity and scalable infrastructure, and it is the best enterprise-grade web framework on the market. And as we started this process, we have got a great feedback from you guys, our users, and this baked our strategy and towards moving in this direction. And that's why we are decided we will migrate all of our design tools to Angular. We are moving towards the simplification, and we do everything to speed up application design process and to accelerate time to market and time to value. In the same time, we want to bring the best user experience possible. So we believe that this will bring an amazing experience to citizen developers and end users, and will completely change how enterprise create their applications. In the upcoming releases, we will create adaptive UIs. So citizen developers will have ability to create different layouts for various devices with ease of a few clicks. And once this transition completes, Creatio web app will be seamlessly accessible on any device, be it a web browser, tablet, or mobile. Okay, guys, so please let us know what do you think about us moving toward this direction, and we will come back to this during our Q&A session. And so, Alex, what do you think about the future of design tools?
Well, I think that this is absolutely amazing. This is definitely going to change how citizen developers, no-code developers of Creatio are using the platform and how they can actually bring all of the different elements together, right? And this is definitely going to be accelerating the design time and increase the ROI of acquiring, our platform. So there are great things ahead, and I'm very excited of actually seeing us reaching those moments and releasing this functionality.
I can share with both of you all. I'm trying to keep an eye on the chat as well, and I've seen everything from comments of Christmas morning to hands up and hearts and tons of excitement about what you've already just shown here. And this is before we've even gotten to the live demo. So
yeah, absolutely. And this is how we feel with every minor release of our platform, right? So every feature, every minor thing that's going to be added is just like Christmas morning.
Yeah, thank you. So let's proceed. And in future releases, we will empower our users with a unified UI designer, a single place to create any user interface. And on top of that, we will provide a rich library of UI templates to make this process super intuitive and fast. So it is always easier to study by example than to start from a blank page. So a citizen developer will be able to browse various UI templates built in accordance with the best UI and UX practices and use them to accelerate application design process and bring the great user experience to an end users. We will also empower our citizen developers with tools to contribute to Creatio community and by sharing their own UI templates to our marketplace. All right, so the next area of focus is application lifecycle management, or ALM, which is the people, tools, and processes that manage the lifecycle of an application from conception to go live and beyond. So let's have a look at how ALM tools will look like in the future releases of Creatio. So this is an ALM control panel. It will provide a great visibility to the development process. So since the process is integrated, users can see what progress has been made, which steps still need to be completed, and how long things are taken. It gives a great visibility over all Creatio environments and applications. So our vision is to empower citizen developers with ALM tools to manage the entire application lifecycle, from concept to development and maintenance, and to make this process quick and transparent. It is beneficial as it gives a helicopter view over all of your apps, and at the same time, all important information like current environment status, app usage statistics, and everything is at hand. Using ALM, citizen developers will have ability to do various tasks like install new applications on different environments in a UI, manage users, create new environments, and perform some maintenance and self-service tasks. So to summarize, ALM will empower citizen developers to manage the entire Creatio application lifecycle and make this process quick and exciting.
We have a question that came through from Mike and Alex here that would be good. So composability, since Catherine mentioned that up front, and we've reiterated that that's coming up a lot in the chat here. Can we tell a little bit more about what it is and how app composability is supported in Creatio?
Absolutely. And Andy, I would actually like to park this question to our
Okay,
next major section in the presentation, because we're going to be talking about composability quite a lot, right?
wonderful.
And exactly what is going to be with Creatio products.
Excellent. Well, let's do it.
Okay, great. So let me continue on integration. So to remind you, our vision is to create the world where everyone can automate business ideas in minutes. And to achieve this vision, we need to empower citizen developers with no-code tools to connect Creatio with any application in the world. Currently, Creatio already has great no-code tools to connect apps using web services. So citizen developers, business analysts, and other knowledge workers can seamlessly integrate or connect Creatio to any other app in minutes, immensely shortening time to market. And our target is to close 90% and more of all integration flows with no-code and low-code tools. And to achieve this vision, we want to introduce webhooks. So what are the benefits of webhooks? Creatio will provide any application with a real-time data when it appears. So for example, once order is processed, Creatio will notify all subscribers like fulfillment app, analytics app in the real time. And in the same time, Creatio will provide a no-code wizard to configure endpoints to consume webhooks from any other applications. So, and this great new feature, along with existing great integration tools, will help us to achieve our vision to give a platform where all integrations can be done and designed with no-code and low-code tools in minutes.
All right, perfect. So, Andy, I think we're going to take a little pause here. And what we'd like to do is really hear from our audience through a quick poll on what functionality of low-code and no-code platform design is most exciting to our audience, right? So if it's the design tools, if it's the application lifecycle management, or new, kind of strategy into building integration. So if you could just help me run the poll real quick and then see
Absolutely.
what our audience thinks.
Yeah, absolutely. So I encourage everyone, you should have that poll on your screens. Let's please go ahead and respond. It'll be interesting to see, gentlemen, I know we ran a similar poll internally when we were sharing this to see how our audience feels.
Yeah,
so
and how do you actually feel about this question? What do you think is going to be the most interesting to our audience?
well, I guess it depends on if we have more, folks from the partner side or the community. I think design tools is fascinating. There's a lot of excitement I can tell in the chat already about the UI, the look and feel, the ease of that. So that may be a winner, but we'll see. I think this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I can see from the chat that people are struggling to choose just one, right? Because, as citizen developers, as IT folks who work with design tools quite a lot and with all of these areas, right, everything is quite exciting to them. So I'm pretty sure that they're struggling to choose the favorite child, right? And have to sacrifice for the other ones here.
I'll have to ask a little help from our team here is to give give results as we go through this. Maybe we can field a question while people are doing this too. So will ALM in 7.18, will that really simplify the move from number of environments is a question. So a technical question for us.
Mike, you want to take that one?
Yeah, sure. So the ILM, the part of ILM will definitely, is our vision, the part of ILM should simplify the whole development process as a whole, because everything going to be integrated in a single place. So they're going to be much easier to, to manage the whole process and to make it as easy as possible and assign it a single place to create new apps and deliver during this using these great tools.
So I will share out with you right now. It looks like design tools ran away with it right now at almost 54%. We had about 15% on ALM and 30% for integrations. I don't know if that aligned with your expectations, but certainly I like that there's a mix, that people see value across all of these. But I think design tools is just a very powerful screen visibility, right? It's harder to see in integration.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, if you kind of take into account how much our users love our design tools that we're using right now, right? Can you imagine how they're going to be thrilled to use them as they're going to be gradually released into the platform?
We'll find out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
All right. So I think we can move forward at this moment. What do you think, Andy? Or do we have time for one more?
One more question?
Yeah.
So the tablet app, they're asking about that in the that mobile application in the browser. So a lot of questions, I guess, around how this will all work for when you talk about different platforms and devices that people will be utilizing.
So I can probably take this one, right? As you guys know, we already have our own native mobile application for iOS and Android devices, right? But also the strategy here is to make the application accessible through any application, even without the use of a native mobile app, right? So to deliver adaptive UI across any form factor. So if it's going to be a mobile phone, if it's going to be a tablet, or classically just using the desktop application. So this is really where we're moving, right? Just so that you can create specific user interfaces that are going to be suitable for any device being used by the end users. Let's put it this way.
Wonderful. All right. I think we should proceed. I'll monitor for more questions as we go.
All right, thank you, Andy. So we're going to continue with the strategy of product development and our roadmap for 2021. And the next area that we're actually moving into is composability specifically, right? This is why I actually kind of parked that question, because it was the next topic that we were going to discuss. And when we think about composability, and Catherine introduced this idea during the first session on our events, when I think about decomposability, we're thinking about taking different pre-built blocks of functionality and mix and matching them all together. So the strategy here is, imagine where our customer or partner can actually take any area of functionality that has been designed by Creatio as a core capability, or something that has been developed by a partner and is available in our marketplace, right? Or maybe this is an add-on and component that significantly increases the usage of the application in general. So take all of those different applications, pre-built components, connectors, and create your own application in a matter of few clicks and a matter of minutes. So use those Lego blocks of functionality to build your own Creatio, right? And build your own application that is going to be extremely tailored and extremely specific to the use case that you're looking to achieve. And this is really what we think behind composability, right? To allow our customers to actually take a combination of different components that are going to be available at the starting point of using our platform, right? And then browse through what is available in marketplace or provided by us, mix and match them together. Of course, we're still going to allow the creation of applications from scratch as a blank application, or to create an application based on a spreadsheet structure, right? And then continue extension and continuous improvement of those and tailoring of those with the design tools that we have covered previously. And this is what is really going to revolutionize the world of business application and enterprise application creation, right? Where no longer will we need to go through lengthy development or design processes, even though it is now already highly accelerated with the low and no code instruments and tools, but actually shorten the time significantly, make the rollout even faster than it is right now, yet not compromising on functionality and features that it might include. So have this completely new way, completely new vision of building applications. And then, of course, once the application has been built, right, to actually be able, through simple drag and drops, extending those features, extending that capability, right, by reusing, again, a library of ready-to-use components and item blocks. So this is what we really mean by composability. And I'm really hoping that this is as well going to capture the attention of our audience, right, attention of those citizen developers, and just people who understand the value behind it. And definitely let us know in the chat area if you share my and our excitement here in Creatio.
Well, Alex, I think I'll say yes, there is. I've been requested personally to identify a source for I Love Creatio bumper stickers. So I'm going to take that as an action item here. There was a question about how will this interact with existing configurations that customers have already made to their solutions?
Of course, as you know, we are following a 5-year release cycle, right? All of our features are rolled out gradually. And what we're going to be doing is, of course, preparing a massive update towards moving to this new way of providing the applications and architectures, right? Some of these features are already supported because you can already using existing installations and environments go to the marketplace and add another application or a business process template or just an add-on through the marketplace, right? Through an automated wizard of installation. So definitely things are going to be slightly changing, but we're going to make sure that none of our customers are affected, right? That their design is going to be maintained, not touched, and they will be easily using the new features and new functionality that are going to be rolled out.
I know we may be touching on this later, but the excitement clearly is building, which is always a good sign when you're showing product. We haven't gotten to the end and people are asking, when will this be available? When will it be available? So I've seen that question come up a few times. If you're going to touch on that later, great. Otherwise, we can tease it out now.
Yeah, we are, of course, going to mention the release date, right? But for now, we really want to just continue with the keynote, right? We've got a lot of more stuff that we want to announce.
Let's dive in then.
All right, perfect. So the next pillar of the product strategy, right? The people thinking and people-oriented thinking behind how those products are created. Now, we at Creatio, for maybe all of the time that we were on the market, we're receiving great feedback through our customer voice program on the user experience and the user interface that we provide. Right, we have significantly improved the user adoption of the applications across all of our customers, medium, large to enterprise organizations, improving their efficiency, improving their productivity through automation, through just, simple and clean and clear user interface. And we want to continue delivering the same feeling to our users and our customers by even simplifying the whole approach towards building the applications, towards how they are using the platform, how they are accessing this design style and this design mode. And this is where we're going to share just a quick overview, a quick sneak peek of how the creation of these applications is going to look like, right? Where through just a few simple clicks as a citizen developer, I can sign up with an installation with a new environment of Creatio. I can then create an application for my team, right? I can, with a couple of clicks, invite them all into the participation to have a little bit more of a co-development approach in building the app. And then actually start building the application through browsing through all of this catalog of ready-to-use application components, right? To be able to quickly use those templates and then have the system guide me through the design stage, through the design mode of the application. And this is where, again, we're going to be providing these updated design tools and how the users will be able to access those. Of course, within the same environments, they will have as well the general application settings, right? They will have the access to different design modes and different UI elements in the design. And of course, access to this ALM, application lifecycle management cockpit, where they're going to have a quick and all of the overview towards all of the areas of the product that we are going to be providing, to have self-service capability and really have a simple way of even self-onboarding through application creation, maintenance, and as well monitoring of their performance, right? So this is what is really behind the thinking of product-led design, where the users, without any additional help from the academy, through additional training guides, will be able to, within just a couple of minutes, start using Creatio and start building on top of Creatio platform. Okay, so moving forward to the last strategic pillar of the product development is our marketplace, right? And of course, marketplace is a huge part of Creatio product offering, because this is where we are providing a lot of applications, vertical solutions, add-ons, and connectors. And we definitely want to continue the development of marketplace through two key streams of the strategic development. First of all, through partnerships, deliver even more integrations that are going to be enhancing the core products and core capabilities straight away as out-of-the-box solutions or add-ons available in the marketplace, right? And of course, a huge part of this marketplace extension and development is as well enablement of our partners to create their own vertical solutions, right, that are going to be very specific to industries, to use cases, to usage of the system even, right, to have a variety, hundreds of ready-to-use pre-built applications based on our platform on its own, or extending or configuring our core CRM offering. And this is really what we have as a vision for the development of our product offering for this year. So to deliver the best design tools, to deliver the easiest way of building integrations, of course, the composability of the application, the product-like thinking, and the marketplace extension. And Andy, before we move forward, let's hear from the community, let's hear from our audience on which pillars do they appreciate the most? What has touched their hearts the most?
Well, all right, audience, it's our time to jump in again. So which of these four, low code, no code, composability, product led, or marketplace? The poll is live. And while the audience looks at that, perhaps Alex, you could talk to us a little bit more, maybe provide some more examples when you talked about vertical solutions. I saw some questions coming through in the chat around, what are some examples around banking specific processes or areas where, and so I think maybe we can enlighten the audience and maybe share with them some of the things that have already been built and some of the things that are in the process now.
Sure, absolutely. So, as part of the verticals extensions and development, we're definitely talking about some industries, right, where Creatio is big in already, or those that we can actually be even bigger, right? And those are banking industries, well, general financial services, right? Insurance companies, BFSIs as they're called as well. But then as a vertical solution, we might as well consider applications that are designed for a specific way of usage, right, or use cases. So for instance, when we're talking about pharma sales, or if we're talking about life sciences in general, right? So those are specific industry-specific markets where you have to have specific data model configured, specific business processes, right, and enable users to operate in a specific way. And this is where we are really thinking about how to spread the love to Creatio across all of those industries and markets, right? And this is where we really value the help of our partners who help us deliver to those markets, right? And who actually are able to deliver themselves.
So let me ask you, do either of you have any money on any one of these as the winner? I'm taking a look in real time at the poll results. Mike, do you have a thought as to what the winner will be?
I have no idea. Maybe low code.
No clue. How about you, Alex? Do you have a bet?
I'm thinking composability and low code. So definitely no code, low code has been big with us, right? The vision there for us is very strong, and I believe that the first two ones will get the most votes.
Well, so far it is absolutely correct, and as the numbers tick in, it's a close horse race. Composability has almost reached 48%. And low code, no code is at 34. So they're battling it out, right? It's 2-1, 3-4 in that ranking so far. So for the audience, please continue. We'll share the results as we go. But I think that with that, we're probably good to move on now that we have a good sense. I think composability, my guess is it's going to break 50% before the poll is complete.
All right, perfect. Well, I believe this is what we were also kind of hoping for, right? Because this is definitely going to be changing the world of no-code application design and low-code application design. But Andy, how about some questions that you've spotted in the chat area?
Sure.
Anything that caught your eye?
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't touched on this, and one of the questions is, what about AI? Are we planning on expanding the tools that are around this right now, and the ML tools? So machine learning are an area of interest for some of our participants.
Yeah, absolutely. So those are just some of the key areas of the expansion, right, and development. And of course, AI and machine learning models have always been a great part of our strategy, always, right? We have already reached a certain, incredible achievements with how the machine learning models are being created and managed in the platform at this moment. And of course, we're going to be adapting those to the new frameworks. We're going to be we're constantly collecting feedback from our customers and partners on how to make them even more user-friendly, right, more intuitive to use. And of course, we're going to be expanding the general capability of those tools, right, to introduce more types of machine learning, more features on the AI side.
With all of these new features and all of the, obviously, a wealth of areas that are going to be enhanced, there was a question around, will we be organizing any type of training around any of this, or sharing that out with the audience?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, we've got our academy services. We've got some amazing trainers who are constantly looking to deliver, new trainings on new features, new functionality. Of course, all of those new features are being thoroughly documented by the academy as well, right? And we are constantly looking to provide all of the knowledge, to spread the knowledge, right, on how to use our tool, how to build on top of Creatio platform.
And then I'll give you one technical question. So it's about integrating SOAP web services automatically based on web service description file.
And this is actually something that we have available, but we're going to bring this as part of the next section of the presentation.
Well, let's dig into that then. I think we're about, as I predicted, we are at 49% for composability and closing in.
Perfect, perfect. All right, let's move on to the second big part of our keynotes, right? We've talked about this strategy, and now we want to talk about the steps of how we're going to be achieving those, right? And one of the first ones that we're actually making here. So we're going to talk about the key enhancements of Creatio 7.18. And of course, the way that we're going to be approaching those is through digging into all of those areas of Creatio product offering, right? We're going to start with low-code and no-code BPM platform, and then talk about the CRM, talk about the business applications and vertical apps that we provide. And at this moment, again, I would like to ask my dear friend Mike to step in and to bring us through the studio updates.
Thanks, Alex. And I'm actually thrilled to present probably the most exciting part of 7.18 release, which is one of the steps in delivery of our product strategy to revolutionize the design of enterprise business applications. So guys, if you are ready, I'm presenting to you our brand new Angular-based no-code homepage designer. This is a huge step forward to implement our strategy to migrate all design tools to Angular. We have completely rethought the whole design from scratch. So new designer is super fast and extremely easy to use, and it brings a best user experience in design time and in runtime. So this designer will be used as a foundation of all of our existing and future Creatio design tools. So it follows the same approach of drag and drop and WYSIWYG style of configuration of summary screens and analytics for each Creatio application that we're absolutely sure that all of our users are gonna love and will highly benefit from using them. So it is truly incredible, and I know that you are all can't wait to give it a try. And but please stay tuned with us to the keynote, because we have a lot of other amazing features to announce.
Yeah, Mike, I've actually been keeping an eye on the chat, and I see it's just blowing up with excitement towards the new design tool, the new right? And I'm pretty sure marketing department is going to be quite angry with us if we're going to start losing audience. We're going to switch to our trials right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex. All right, so let us moving forward to in integration, so we had enhancement. So as a part of our strategy of creating a world of connected business applications, we are releasing a no-code designer for SOAP web service integrations. And now anyone can integrate Creatio with other apps over SOAP in a matter of a few clicks. And to make a design of any integration process as easy as possible, we also added capabilities to test integrations directly from the web service designer. So we've also introduced a file management, a file element in the business process element to manage files and reports, which closes a huge variety of different cases, so without writing a single line of a code. So for example, you can automatically generate different reports and send them over email or copy files from one place to another during your business process execution. We are also continuously working on providing advanced security features, and it is now possible to grant permissions to run a particular business process on a granular level per each user role. So this streamlines the permission setup flow and allows to secure and isolate various applications on a single Creatio instance. There are some major updates or platform enhancement. The first one is we've added support for Redis cluster, which is not only provides a fault tolerance, but also improves scalability and ensures the maximum performance. We've also added support for simple storage service or S3 protocol. So from now on, all users' files and attachments can be stored in a separate storage. And so this optimizes the file access speed and storage cost. And also it gives access to almost like unlimited data volume. So since all files and attachments are going to be stored out of database, this also drastically reduces database size, thus improving maintenance procedures. And we also added LDAP connector on .NET Core, which will be beneficial for those who use Active Directory. All right, so on advanced configuration, we have improved our capabilities to manage packages or manage different package content, like to move move different elements between different packages, and then to execute multiple run different actions on multiple elements at the same time, like import export or install multiple data packages. And on a mobile side, we are constantly improving our mobile app, and in this release, we have added background data synchronization for iOS devices, so everything is done seamlessly in a background. We also have added ability to work with approvals in a hybrid mode, so now you can make approval even in an airplane, and as soon as you get an internet appears, data will be synchronized automatically. It was mentioned that all new mobile interfaces are created on a Flutter mobile framework, so this makes it possible to accelerate development and create applications faster than ever.
Mike, there was a question on S3. So
Right.
there was obviously a lot of love around that. I saw a bunch of comments. And is it possible to migrate existing files from Creatio to AWS S3?
Yeah, thank you. It's actually a great question, and answer is yes. So for our cloud users, all files will be migrated automatically, and they're also going to be a separate tool to migrate files from Creatio to S3 buckets manually.
Excellent, thank you.
All right, perfect. So we are getting closer to the end of our keynote, right? And we definitely want to talk about some of the key and exciting updates to our ready-to-use CRM business applications, right? And I'm going to be taking over here, and we're going to start with our marketing functionality, where first of all, our marketing team has been working quite a lot on introduction of the new user interface and revamped UI for the campaign management elements, and as well improvement of the user experience of working with the overview of the campaign itself and understanding, analyzing on the where exactly and how many exactly participants are within the campaign steps. Now, of course, they are extending into the email functionality, introducing email throttling, right? So easily customizable the frequency of emails. They as well have been working on improvement of tracking the number of responses to the marketing emails, and as well support for an email address validation connector that is going to be available through the marketplace. So a lot of our features are going to be added besides that, but we're just targeting some of the key ones on them. And of course, moving forward into the sales application as part of the forecast functionality enhancements, we are introducing the new drill down capability and feature that allows us to have a better understanding of the breakdown of certain values that have been brought to the forecast, right? If those are the sales forecast, what are the opportunities that we're actually contributing to the number? But then we will as well be able to actually configure, all of the additional data attributes that should be displayed and export those seamlessly into Excel for even, more in-depth and further analysis if needed, or just sharing it with your peers, right? And moving forward to the service application, we are continuously extending the functionality of omni-channel communications of the platform. We are supporting and connecting additional channels through chatbot integration for social media messaging platforms like Facebook, Messenger, right? We're as well introducing new channels of communications like Telegram, and also as part, even referring to our strategy of product development, right? As part of our strategy in developing, technology partnerships, with the help of Twilio partnership, we're now introducing a new channel of communication, which is going to be WhatsApp, right? And of course, this is going to be only the first steps in making and delivering the best-in-class applications and most connected, applications out there. And of course, there's been a lot more enhancements, specifically on the computer telephony, right, and other functionality features that are available, as already within the 7.18. And continuing forward, right, talking about the vertical applications, right, the vertical solutions that we've touched upon. Definitely, one of the areas of focus was to deliver AI-driven next best offer recommendations to the financial services application, right, with an improvement user interface that is going to be increasing the cross and upsell opportunities for the end users that are going to be working with these with the financial services application across both corporate and retail landscape. Of course, we are including additional updates to the product catalog management and how the product selection is being performed by those users, right? Specific to banking industry, specific to banking interests. And also referring back to our marketplace strategy, I'm very excited, very proud to announce two amazing applications that have been created on the basis of Creatio products, which is Sales Excel for Creatio by Meredith Business Solutions, a geo-powered iOS application for managing customer relationships in field sales and other field activities, and also the Keen Solutions Sales application delivered by Keen 360. Right, and it is already amazing to see how partners develop applications across different industries, across different use cases, using our platform, using our core products as a basis for them. And this is really shows how our partners value our application and how we're going to be moving towards our strategy of product development for this year.
Alex, there were a few questions that popped in there that maybe we can take a quick shot at.
Absolutely.
Both MS Teams and social media integrations both came up as questions. So maybe you can just talk for a moment about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are in our product roadmap. Those are going to be released quite very soon, right? And those are going to be made available in the nearest time.
Excellent. Well, I don't want to stand between the audience and a live demo, so please.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this moment, let's have a quick rundown through some of those key areas that are going to be released, right, with 7.18. And let me just start sharing my screen once again real quick. First of all, we're going to start with the dessert, right? We're going to start with the new, incredible and new, exciting home pages that are already available with 7.18 and all of the application design in Creatio. Now, of course, they are going to be coming as pre-configured out-of-the-box solutions right across all of those ready-to-use applications. But probably what is most important in them is definitely the whole design experience standing behind them, right? Where within just a few clicks, we can move to the configuration of different elements of the interface within the homepage. And as you can see, not only do we retain the way that we've been using the configuration tools of the dashboards, but we're also extending it quite significantly to make them even more personalized, right? And also introduce new ways of building those homepages through simple drag and drop, right, to adapt the view of the homepage to the end users within just a few clicks, a few areas of navigation, right? And also, another big area of the release was the design of the web services, where SOAP web services is as simple creation as a few clicks, right? And this is where we can also just select the files with VSDL and have the system read through all of the methods to populate all of the different parameters that could be used for the selection by the end user, right? And quickly reuse them across different business processes. So let's say just have this specific method saved if needed through the same design style as we had previously with REST to review how it was configured and even test the call to the web service. And once the design has been completed, move to the process engine, right, to use the web service elements and immediately reuse those pre-configured elements that we have in the application, right? And this is really our vision for this integration building. But also the management of files within the process is going to be as simple as well. Whether those are existing documents or those that we would like to generate through the process execution dynamically. So let's say to have a quote that is going to be generated for an opportunity automatically, right, or across any other use cases really, and send it as an email attachment, minimizing the manual work by the end users, making them more productive, more efficient through business process automation, right? And of course, this is going to bring us to a whole new level. And moving to the marketing and campaign side of things, of course, we're talking about this amazing user interface, right, that we're releasing, and how now within the overview of the campaign, you can drill down to the settings of each element, right, review their content. We can review how the audience is going to be moving through the campaign, and as well use a multiple number of new elements that were added to the campaign design features and functionality. And of course, on the server side, right, as part of our chat functionality, we're releasing new features across using merged fields as macros in using templated messages, right? And also can easily move to our chat configuration area and within just a couple clicks, introduce additional channels of communication through WhatsApp, right, and Telegram, which again is going to help us create a more connected, more omni-channel application that can be used across a lot of different use cases through a lot of different applications in business and enterprise world. And Andy, this is really everything that I had to show in such a short time. I know that we're on a tight schedule. So at this point, probably let's get back to our keynote and have some closing remarks.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for that. I'm watching all of the responses pour through, which has been amazing. And it looks like we have a final poll. Which Creatio update did you like the most? Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Low code, no code, CRM, or the vertical apps. Let's see how that comes through. And maybe you can just take a moment to talk about what everybody's number one question has been: is how do they get a hold of any of this?
So yeah, the cherry on top of this keynote, I would say, right? Well, guys, the 7.18 is already available on Creatio.com website. So you can easily just go to Creatio.com, sign up with a free trial for 14 days, and already start using all of those great improvements, all of those great features that we've been talking about so far. Of course, we've been talking a lot about the strategy and the way and how the tools are going to be evolving. And of course, all of those improvements and features are going to be brought gradually, with our 5-week release cycle, but we have a lot of stuff that is planned for the second half of 2021.
Wonderful. I saw a question that I'm trying to think back to some of the earlier ones, and I apologize to the audience. We will certainly not be able to get to every question as we go through this, but there was a question about, in our opinion, can a low-code tool become a core system for an enterprise? I can personally speak from experience that some of my customers have completely or in the process of completely redoing all of their operational solutions and systems that drive their entire business on us, but perhaps the two of you can weigh in as our evangelists.
Well, I'm going to step in first, and I'm going to let Mike kind of echo on my message. But I personally believe that they should be the core applications of the enterprises, right? The enterprises should have all of the required tools to adapt, to create, those applications, those business processes, and cover all of those different use cases that their users face. So it is quite critical for companies to start thinking about adopting a low-code or no-code, more about no-code application as a foundational business application for them.
All right. Well, I want to be respectful of time, so let's just, so I'll take a look at the poll here, and it is a true horse race, but right now in the lead is low-code, no-code platform with an exact 50% at the last chance I looked, and shortly behind that CRM with 42%. So that was where the horse race was. I'd like to take a moment and thank both of our evangelists here, product and technology evangelists, for coming on and sharing with us all of this. Certainly this was as exciting as we'd led everyone to believe, given the chat records we've seen. So I hope we didn't, when you announced that it was on the website, I hope we didn't lose our entire audience going to do a quick download, as we're about to enter into a very exciting third section of our 3-in-1 event. So let me thank you both, gentlemen, for your time, and we'll move on to our next section.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you all.
Let me leave this screen up for a moment.